Hello guys, my name is Ranzi Jospeh. Today I'm going to show you how to make a calculator by using external HTML and external CSS and external JavaScript. Without trying, you can start coding. You see, we have an external CSS with the extension of .css and JavaScript with the extension of .js. Because we have a small time, we can start coding. I'm not going to say every step by step, but I'm going to write it and I will explain it later. Let's start coding. And then now you see we have finished our HTML file. And then I can explain our HTML by starting where we can start. And then we can start here. And uh, we have a div which is calculator. This helps a CSS to style the class of calculator. Helps a CSS to style a class of calculator. Yes, and then we can go here, type the text. This means it can support text ID displays. This helps to link HTML with JavaScript and class display, and then this display can be used in CSS. And delete only means you type. You don't have to type on your keyboard. You have to place a cursor on a keys, and then you can type. And then uh, we have we have here button is a button like when you take your calculator, that button of 7, 8, 9, that is on click. But the on click runs the code when you click 7, on click it runs the code. And then this delete last all append value. This delete last it calls a JavaScript function. If you click 7, delete last no, if you click deal delete last calls JavaScript function which says to delete. Yes, and then if you press append value, JavaScript code. If when maybe let's take 7, if you click on 7, this append value calls JavaScript function of 7. Yes, and then you go here button class equal and on click calculate. When you click here JavaScript function, this on click calls JavaScript function of calculate. And then you can go here in head and then you can put a link of CSS. A link of CSS goes here. And then we can put a link of CSS. Sorry, link. You can write link and then ref href style css, and then we can close. And also here in the button we can put a link of JavaScript. You can write src and then javascript.js. Yes, and then we can go to style. We can go to style. Yes, and then start styling. We can start by styling our body. Start styling our, and then on our body we have imagine I will fulfill it later. Enter height, hmm, height, display, and justify content. and and align items and background and font family here is then you can fulfill 0800 VH display flex justify context center also center background. You can put some background like D9 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 yes D9 D9 and then you can go here. We can style our calculator dot calculator and then can start styling by background and padding and border radius and box shadow and sorry here we can finish here 10 px and our color can put some color like b b e b e b e yes put comma then press in space negative 10 px and 20 px insert px 5 pm out this comma enter negative 5 px and 10 px and then after all of our css I can explain it and then we go here. This is the body we were styling. Margin it is 0. Put a margin of 0. Height this is the height of our calculator. Display this display flex align the items aligns the items. This center aligns our context center aligns items center gives background color. If you see in our CSS, you see many things are the same, like this cursor pointer, like it is pointer. You will see it. I will going to show you, and then we can see. We can go in our HTML, and then we can learn, and then we can see if our CSS is working on our calculator. Then we can go to run and debug, and then we are waiting, and then you see we have our beautiful calculator. If we click on 7 button, there is nothing can be displayed because if you see in our codes, there is no code of JavaScript. There is no code of the JavaScript. The reason why in our calculator JavaScript is not working. And then we can go to our JavaScript codes. We can go to our JavaScript codes and then we can start including some JavaScripts. And then we are in our JavaScript codes. I'm not going to say every code I am typing, but I will explain it when I finish to type it. And And then let me explain our JavaScript codes. And then we have here let display equals to document dot get element by id of display. This means this is a JavaScript display. This means JavaScript will find HTML element with id of display. You get it? If we see in our HTML file, you see that we have our our id of display. That that's why our JavaScript document will get element by id of display. You get it? I think you get it. And then we have a function which is called append value. The append value calls the immediate tree, eh? calls the immediate tree, and then it adds a number to the screen. If you see here, we have an append value like 7, like 8, like 9, like 4, like 5, and then this append value helps to call that number, all that symbol we have. That's the function of this append value. Helps the number to be displayed on the screen. And then we have a function which is called clear display. If you see, this clear display helps. This means when you place C, clear display, we see that in HTML element, clear display have a symbol of C. This means if we place on the C, it resets everything to zero. Resets everything to zero if we place on the C. I think you get it. And then we have another function which is called the delete last. A function which is called delete last text means it will start at the position of zero. This zero means it will start at the position of zero and then remove the last character. You get it? Delete last. In our HTML, if we see in our HTML, we have a function which is called delete last. This delete last will start at zero and delete the last number. Yes, it will delete the last number. And then here we have a function which is called to calculate. If we see in our HTML files, we see that here at the bottom we have on click function which is called calculate. Our calculate In our calculate we have eval. Eval means tells the JavaScript to calculate the codes. If we place 5 plus 5, eval will call JavaScript and then JavaScript calculate 5 plus 5 and our JavaScript tell us we have 10. And then we have an error. Error in this function of calculate, error comes when we place a symbol which is not included. That time we will get error. Yeah, and then we can learn. When we enter our JavaScript, you can go to HTML and learn, and we see if the JavaScript are working. We learn, and then we are waiting. You see, we have our beautiful calculator, and then we are going to see if our JavaScript is working. We press 7 times 8 is 56. Yes, you see, we have our JavaScript and our JavaScript is working. And then we can click on delete. This delete the last number. We can see if it deletes the last number. If this 6 will remain with 5 and 6 is gone. Yes, you see, will remain with the 5. And then if we type 7, 5, when you click on this C, there is nothing. Yes, you see, it resets all to 0. Thank you for watching my video. See you in another video when you are telling me other things you want I can do, and then I'm here to do it. Thank you for watching my video. Remember to subscribe.